you done now?
Oh my God!
Where's it coming from? Where are we going?
Where are they?
The lounge! The door's locked! I know. Then unlock it! Where's the key? The key's gone! Never mind about the key! Unlock the door! I can't unlock the door without the key! Let us in! Let us in! Let us out! Let us out! It's no good! Stand back! There's no alternative. I'm just gonna have to break it down! Go! Go! Go!
I know! I have it!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cluedo, as we break down the 1985 cult classic movie Clue, 1 minute at a time, and we've been doing so for well over a year. Not well over, just over. My name is Brad Gilmore. I'm joined by Jeff Smith. Jeff, how are we?
Oh, great. It's been a year. Yeah, I think our first podcast premiered right around Halloween last year, and this one is dropping, as they say, the day before Halloween.
When did dropping become the term? If it's been like that for the last, I don't know, at least 10 years or more, but
Is that the early 2000s maybe?
I would say like, yeah, mid 2000s.
And who said it first? Who went, hey, when's your album drop?
I feel like that was like I don't know what that is. I don't know where that came from. But then I started hearing it, like for me, it felt like a music only term. Like, hey, it drops on the 27th. And then like trailer drops tomorrow. Hey, my new podcast episode drops on Thursday or whatever. I don't know when that transition to the dropping happened.
I don't know. And then what's the new verb going to be? If it's not, it's dropping. What's the new album? Like, you just released a new album. That's a wonderful segue, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. When did your new album flail into the existence?
Well, my album fell into all the streaming charts, our streaming services on Friday.
It plopped on Friday.
It plopped on Friday, yes. It took a trip and a stumble into your ear pods on Friday. 2011, 2 words, happiness, sadness, etc. is the name of the album. We'd appreciate it if everybody checked it out. But yeah, I don't know when drop came into the American lexicon. But you know what? It's here now. And new episodes of Clue the Movie Podcast drop every Monday.
Right.
And we're
this
really
one
happy
just
about it.
dropped.
This one just dropped. As you're listening,
dropped.
it dropped.
We're dropping.
It dropped.
We're dropping.
It dropped. We're here.
We're not done, so we're dropping. We're in the middle of, welcome to us dropping all over movie Clue today.
You have plenty
in a
of
good minute.
You have plenty of droppings from Brad and Jeff today.
Yeah.
Is that right?
A lot of stunt doubles dropping in this minute. We got to see Brad's favorite thing: people bumping into each other and falling down. And he was giggling.
I feel like I am a child because these are the things I laugh at.
Do you like the Three Stooges?
When I was a kid, yes, but I can't tell you that I have any of them committed to memory. And I also like to think I also like to think that I have I'm like very big on snappy dialogue, which is probably why I like this movie, but like the quick syncopated rhythms of dialogue and jokes firing quickly. I like that kind of thing, like a who's on first kind of bit, which you also get a little bit in here.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You'd be a perfect fan for the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
Because they all have that. Because Groucho has the witty dialogue, and then they're still bumping into each other, and Harpo doesn't talk at all, so it's all visual, and then Chico plays piano, which is fun.
Well, look at that. All of them got their own talent. But
that's true.
Yeah, I find myself laughing always at the pratfalls and stuff. Now you also have to know that I'm from the this is probably a funny term to name the generation, but I am of the generation of Jackass. I'm a part of the Jackass generation.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And there was nothing funnier than Johnny Knoxville falling or getting hit by a bull and doing a flip.
Yeah.
I don't know why we found that so comical for so long.
They're professionals. Don't try it at home.
Don't do it. But there were this minute had a lot. So where we picked up from 52 is when Miss Scarlet and Colonel Mustard were in the ballroom, and Miss Scarlet had just looked behind the window, and there was the interestingly cut slit out of the small frame of the window, the pane of the window. And then this is where we're picking up, and what happened? So the door, we just watched it, but now I'm forgetting. Did the door shut? No, like it
was the fireplace was the secret passage, and they found it open because the killer already went through and left it open. Inconsiderate. What are we, born in a barn? And then so they found it, but then somehow, by magic, by construction, by who knows, physics, it turned on them and trapped them.
Stiff
but
breeze.
Did someone do that, or a stiff breeze? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that must be it. The impact of them walking through. But everybody's accounted for, kind of. No, they all have to come running. I don't know who turned that fireplace around on them, but they're stuck.
Yeah, they're stuck. That's how it happened.
And the door's locked.
And
there's the key.
There's the key. So they all start screaming, and everybody from their perspective places where they were in the previous scenes when they were searching the house, they all come running, and they all gather and conglomerate in front of the door to the lounge, which is where Mr. Body's body is, and now Mustard and Scarlet. Okay, yes. I think I have this right. Okay.
Well, the motorist.
Oh, and is the motorist? That's the motorist, not
He's
Body.
The one that's dead. Yeah.
Yeah. The motorist is dead. We saw him get killed with the wrench. Yeah. Not Mr. Body. Yes, the motorist. So they think maybe. Oh, okay. Let's break this down with their psychology here. Do they think that they are locked now in this lounge and the murderer is still in there? Like, what is their hurry to get out other than they just feel trapped?
I think they feel trapped and they're freaked out that they're in the room with the dead body. And it's definitely, I don't think they think that the killer's in there, because all you have to do is look left and look right. There's nobody else there. But I don't think they like the idea of being stuck. They could just be having major panic attacks.
They could be. They could be just like, because think of like this, like if you were in your room right now where you are, and the door shuts itself, like similar to the fireplace, and then you find yourself to be locked in
with a dead body.
Add a dead body on.
I'm going to make that even worse because I don't like the first scenario. But now the guy that came to use my phone is lying here dead. Somehow someone got in here and hit him over the head with a wrench that was locked before, and now I'm stuck in the room. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be calm and cool and like, hey, guys, get a chance in here.
Yeah.
Let us out. Let us in.
Now, we established earlier Mrs. White, because so they all run there and they're looking for the key. They're screaming at Mr. Green to open the door. He's like, well, who has the key? Wadsworth says the key's gone.
He's gone, not in his pocket anymore.
Green's freaked out and said, I can't open it without the key, right? And he's screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
So we said earlier in this podcast, and there's been 53 now episodes, so forgive us if we've forgotten somewhat, but I believe we said that Mrs. White was the one who took the key.
We don't really know who took the key at this point. We said it was possible because the way
they were positioned.
Yeah, see, now it's getting all mixed up.
But the way they were positioned, she was right next to Wadsworth.
Right. She could have done it because the key to the cabinet. Mm-hmm. No, wait, the key to the door. He threw the key to the cabinet.
That's the key to the cabinet. We saw that bounce off the curb.
But he's supposed to have a key to the door that he locked the motorist in, and somehow that key is gone.
Yes.
So we don't know who took that key.
We're not sure.
And why would they take the key to the door? Someone's got a key to doors now.
Now,
And that's a different key.
In the 50s, because my grandparents' house was made in the 50s, right? When it was still standing. Actually, it was made not the 50s. They lived in the 50s. It was made in the 19-teens. But I remember every door had the skeleton key looking thing, right?
Yeah.
With the, you know what I mean?
Like you could peek through it in movies and see everything.
The traditional keyhole, kind of what we think of the keyhole.
Like pirates.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I could be wrong, but I remember they had what my grandfather called a master key. Mm-hmm. And that key could open every door in the house with the one key and lock it. Yeah. Okay. So are we supposed to think that there's one key that can unlock every door here, like including the cabinet?
I would say that. I don't know if the cabinet would be on that, but it would definitely be a key to all the doors.
All the doors, one key.
Yeah. And it makes sense that the butler would have it.
Don't you think groundskeepers and maybe sanitation engineers of the day would like it if we went back to the one key situation for all the doors? Because you've seen in every movie and television show where they have to fumble through the majority of the keys, whether it be like the building super, the groundskeeper, a janitor of some kind. They're always fumbling with the keys. Shouldn't we go back to the single key situation? I recognize the gentleman from California.
Is that me?
Yeah, this is you. And I'm putting this proposition on the House floor here in Clue the Movie podcast. Should we go back to the one key solution?
Well, I think we have it in like hotels. I know that the hotel staff can have like on a card key, there's a master key that can open all rooms.
Oh, on the little credit card kind of keys, the plastic keys?
Yes.
Whoa.
So that's a thing. And
did not know that.
That being said, I worked in a hospital for a little bit, and that had a lot of different keys. And you're right. I had to fumble around with it to the point where I had to put little color codes on the top of the keys because it was too hot. Like inevitably, you're going to grab the key you need last.
Yes. So
even if you think, oh, this is the one, I know the shape, it changes. It'll change shape, I promise you. And it'll change where it is on your key ring because what's on the left is not always on, especially if you like stick it on your belt or put it in your pocket.
Right.
It's all going to get messed up. So I agree with you. And I think it's good that someone on this podcast finally took a stand for something.
You know what?
Try to improve this world.
I try to stay out of
skeleton key.
I try to stay out of politics, but the skeleton key. Now, I don't think it's the appropriate name for it anymore. I think
skeleton
that
key?
I think
that could offend.
I think skeletons.
We don't want to do that. But what if the wrong person gets the one key? And that's kind of what we're dealing with in this scene.
That's true.
It's great if the good guy has the key because they can get you all out of here. But then if the one key is in the wrong hands, that means a lot of doors opening and that we need locked. Or maybe we should just have all doors open. Maybe that's the key. Open all the doors, everybody.
Open door.
Knock down the walls. Yeah, a wide open door. That's what they want, by the way. They just want all the doors wide open, letting everybody in and out.
Yeah, that's what we need.
They are.
We need open door policies. Forget
open
the one
policy.
key solution.
Yeah.
Open door
Who
policy.
are the best bosses in like corporate world? Open door policy.
Doors always open.
Nobody. Hey, that's what you say when you try to make somebody happy and comfortable. Doors always open.
Yeah, come on in.
What do you say when you don't want them? Doors are closed. Knock before you come in. That's suspicious.
When someone has the thing that says "Please knock before entering," it's like,
why? What are you doing?
Why? What are you up to?
And then you hear like shuffle on the other side.
And they're putting stuff
paper
away.
Shredder.
They're clearing their internet history. You never know
only
what's
murders
going
in the building.
It's really bad. So we're supposed to assume that somebody now has stolen the key. We suspect, you and I, being the we in that sentence, suspect it's most likely Mrs. White. We're not sure of that fact.
Mrs. White, yeah.
They want to get in, but though, to save Scarlett and Mustard.
Yeah, definitely. They want to save them. They're being nice.
Now, when Wadsworth realizes he does not have the key, and there's the screaming between Plum and Green over the key, he wants to break the door down.
There's no alternative, he says. I'm going to break it down. And holy moly, I think Tim Curry does amazing physical work in this movie.
Yes.
Especially at the last third. Everybody always talks about the last third where he explains everything. But sweet baby Jay, when he backs up and hits that door, which I hope was only 1 or 2 takes at the most. I don't care. That door it's not like they brought in a foam door or one of your phony baloney folding chairs from your little pro wrestling world, Brad Gilmore. He hits that door hard because the sound obviously is a sound effect, I'm guessing, but I feel it every time he hits it on that arm. He just slams into that door.
Just slams into it, man.
Yeah.
Just slams into it. And
that's not a stunt double. I will say this. I'm very curious. I can't wait to see the 4K release of Clue when it comes out, because when they're all running at the top of the stairs and they collide into each other, even now, if you look at, especially Mr. Green, because he's right ahead, they're all stunt doubles, all of them. You want to go back now and look, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, stunt doubles, big time on the where they all collide. I think all 4 of them. It's even like Mrs. White and Yvette and Wadsworth, I think, are all stunt doubles.
All of them. Now,
but not Wadsworth when he hits that door. That's all him.
It's all him. He nails it. Now, when I'm looking back at this scene here, is something interesting that pops up. I want to show you. I'm going to remove this so you can see. Add. Okay, you see, this is earlier when Mr. Green is in, I guess, where were they? They're searching the attic?
We're in the attic, yeah.
Okay. Do you see this particular thing that I'm looking at here?
Okay, so to explain to everyone, Mr. Green is looking in the attic, and there's a weird dress in the background. There's a light, but there is a box, and in this box is like a mannequin's head, eyes closed with a beard, looks like a wax figurehead, and I think where you're going with this is it looks like Professor Plum. It looks like Christopher Lloyd.
It has a Plum look to it. Now, what do we know about this? It looks awfully like Christopher Lloyd. Like, if you imagine
it's an odd prop, yeah.
What is this? Do we know anything about this?
Oh, this would be a good time to have John Hatch on.
This would be a phenomenal
because he probably could go tell us exactly what prop warehouse this came from and who it's there from and what's it referring to. But yeah, you know what? I'll be honest. I never noticed that until you just pointed it out, because there's so much weird stuff in some of these rooms and you're so busy watching the actors. Why is there a wax figure head that kind of looks like Christopher Lloyd with a beard in the attic? What's been going on in this house? There's a Jack in the Box later, a huge Jack in the Box later. And now there's this wax figure. And now, yeah, you're panning back. There's a lion or a cougar mounted head in the other corner of this attic that's got snarly teeth. And then a dress that kind of looks like Mrs. Peacock's dress, but not really. And boy, well, John said that in the scene where they're searching, there were a lot of things cut of them just searching the house. So maybe more things were explained in deleted scenes.
Now, we know here toward the end, let's see, this is where I'm shuffling through, and then he hits the thing. Oh, just look at this. Look at the sell job. This is what we talk about when we talk about pro wrestling, is like, how well do you sell it, right? When you get hit, how well do you sell it?
You're talking about when Wadsworth hits the door.
Bam! Just a phenomenal job. I mean, a phenomenal job by Wadsworth. So,
how much of that do you think was acting, though? I think it probably did hurt.
I think it did hurt. I think it hurt a lot, and I think that he, like you said, the sell, he registered it. He felt the pain of it. He registered it, and he moved on.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pain is temporary. Film is forever.
Film is forever. So you got to go for it. Now, that's actually an interesting thing that you bring up, because I've heard sometimes, like, for instance, in the Creed movie that they did back in 2015, the first one, Michael B. Jordan takes a real punch in the knockout scene or something like that, right? I mean, and everyone's seen the video where he's like going through the motions and there's the green screen behind him and he gets hit and you see his head spin. Is that a thing in the film community where you just said film is forever? Like, hey, we're gonna go for it.
Actually, the first time I heard that expression was on a behind the scenes of Back to the Future 2.
Okay, tell me.
And it was a young Michael J. Fox said that is what Robert Zemeckis told him, because if you think about Back to the Future, and then the clip that they showed as an example is in 1955, where original Marty throws the door open and hits future Marty in the face when he's confronted by Biff outside the high school. And it looks like that door really hits Michael J. Fox in the face. And I think that door really hit Michael J. Fox in the face. What a manipulative thing to do as a director, though, to tell that to your actor, hey, pain is temporary, film is forever. So I'm going to punch you. But then going back to Creed, Sylvester Stallone notoriously in, I think, Rocky IV was like really getting hit. And then he like ended up having to go to the hospital. I think that's kind of street cred, though. It's kind of like how Tom Cruise, keeps throwing himself on planes and things. Like, now it becomes, it's weak to have a stunt double or green screen. Like, no, I'm going to really put myself in danger.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make
a good idea.
sense.
I think if you don't have to do that, don't
do it.
But we wouldn't be talking about it right now. Tim Curry really hitting that door. So I guess it worked.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, is there anything else here that we should probably illuminate on or from the minute that was?
I would just say this definitely has, I think, let us in, let us in, let us out is one of the most quoted lines from Clue. Although when I interviewed Jonathan Lynn, he misquoted it. When he was talking about lines that people say back to him, he says, let me in, let me in, let me out, let me out. And this is the first time I met him, and I didn't want to correct him.
Well,
hey, you got the line you wrote. It's actually let us in. There's two. There's more people. So I'd say that. And then in the next minute, we are going to see another obvious stunt double as Yvette is going to shoot open the door. But yeah, I think we'll see the stunt double in the 4K version for sure.
Can't wait for the 4K.
But it's okay.
Jeff Smith, you can follow him on the socials. You can follow me on the socials. Cluedoc.com, of course, is where you can see the documentary as well as all your favorite streaming sites.
Speaking of the documentary, real quick, I just want to point out, if you're listening to this live, November 3rd, 2022 was the first screening ever of Who Done It, the Clue documentary. That was a year ago on. So it's been a year since it's been out there.
Look at that.
That's nice.
Calendar year. Well,
I know everything happened a year ago.
Hey, man, for all the Whodunit fans, for all the Clue the Movie podcast fans, we appreciate your weekly listenership.
For all the 2011 fans.
All the 2011 fans out there, we're looking forward to talking to you next week here. Clue the Movie podcast.